Good day. I am Francine Elaine M. Sibayan from Abel 1A. Now, we will be talking about capitalization. But first, what is capitalization? Capitalization is when you use uppercase letters. What is the importance of capitalization? Three main purposes. First, to let the reader know a sentence is beginning. It's like opening a new thought. Have you ever imagined a text with no capitalized letters in it? It's easy to navigate or to locate the new thought, the new sentence, because of capitalization. Because always the first word of a sentence is capitalized. Second, to show important words in a title. Have you ever wondered why titles are always capitalized? But there are exceptions, right? There are words in a title that are not capitalized. We will get into it later. And third, to signal proper names and official titles. Have you ever wondered how to capitalize properly? Now, let me take care of that. I hope that what I'm going to explain in this video will help you to know how to capitalize properly, correctly. This is just a guide, not that complete, but the necessary tips for you to know. Is it just me that who gets confused which word to capitalize and not capitalize, most especially in writing? Of course, we just capitalize in writing. Haha, good joke. So, let's get into it. Capitalize with mints. M stands for months, days, holidays, but never seasons. Yes, because seasons are considered common nouns like winter, summer, autumn. These are not specific nouns. These are not proper nouns. It shouldn't be capitalized. Next, I stands for the pronoun I. Because we capitalize important words, you are important. Always keep that in mind. Even if I is not the first word of a sentence, it should always be capitalized. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the sentence, at the end of the sentence, wherever it is always required to capitalize the pronoun I. Now, let's proceed to letter N, which stands for names of people, places, or things. Yes, exactly, proper nouns. As I've said earlier, we always capitalize specific things. Proper nouns. All kinds of proper nouns should be capitalized. Like names of people, including pets. Jessica is pretty. Jessica is capitalized because it's a specific name for a person. Places like names of countries, states, cities, streets, rivers, oceans, and other specific locations. So names of countries like Philippines, United States of America, Russia, China. But have you ever wondered why there are words in countries that are not capitalized, like in United States of America? Of is not capitalized because we do not capitalize articles, conjunctions, and prepositions. Of is a preposition, right? So we are not going to capitalize that in titles. But there is an exception for prepositions. We capitalize prepositions when the word has 5 or more letters. Cities like Metro Manila, Calapan City, New York City, we always capitalize those because those are specific places, specific locations. Streets like Lacandula Street, Asuncion Street, rivers, oceans, and other specific locations. Oceans like Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, those are capitalize because these are specific names. And it is a rule to always capitalize proper nouns. Now let's proceed to letter T, which stands for titles, like titles of people. Like the honorific. Honorific is a word or title you apply to a person to denote respect. Examples: Mrs., Mr., Senior, Doctor, Attorney, and so on. But there is an exception. Let me ask you this. What is the difference between these two? The president, the president. So, the first one here is capitalized, right? We all know we're talking about one specific president that we both know. While the other one, you can notice that the president with lower cases, the importance of this person is not that noticeable. We can imply that we are talking about any president, not a specific one. Have you ever noticed in the primary days, the first letters in the alphabet that are taught to kids to write are the capital letters. And then, next, the lowercase letters. They teach these children to capitalize their names whenever they write it. Then afterwards, they teach them to capitalize all names. And eventually, these kids are taught to capitalize all names and anything specific. I would like to add that we also capitalize brands and companies since these are specific names, trademarks like Apple, Samsung, Sony, HP, and so on. We also capitalize works and art literature. We also capitalize works of art and literature. What I mean by that is titles of specific works of art and literature. Works of art and literature. The titles of books, poems, stories, novel, and so on. These are specific, so must be capitalized. Publications like the New York Times, Manila Times, etc., and even racial and ethnic groups. Did you know that when you use American, African, German, these are adjectives, right? German food, American food, and so on. But did you know that these are also considered as proper adjectives? Because it is specific while being an adjective, because it describes a noun, right? So we capitalize them no matter what. I don't make the rules, just capitalize them. Seriously, because they are specific. Trade names, we capitalize them, the brand names of medication, like Cherifer. We also capitalize acronym, of course, because each letter in a word stands for something. So, we capitalize them, like PAGASA, Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical Astronomical Services Administration. Each letter of that acronym stands for something. So, it is required to capitalize acronyms. If I say the White House with capitalized article and White House versus the White House, capitalized article but the White House are in lower cases. What are your thoughts about this? Well, you may be thinking, the White House with capitalization, you will think that this is a place where the President of the United States lives. Just the other one could just be any house painted white. It's very general. I would like to give more examples of capitalized words following all the tips that I've said earlier. The Book of Life. The article is capitalized because it is the first word. Book is capitalized because it's a noun. We capitalize noun. Okay? Of is not capitalized because it's a preposition and it has less than 5 letters. Life is capitalized. That is one example of capitalization in a title. I hope that mints helped you to know which words to capitalize.